Hey, we are back, back. It is day number 11 of this series. I'm on 75 hard challenge, and the name of this video is the more that you put yourself through, the less that you're going to put up from other people. And that's a very important concept because it explains the way to get the relationship with life that you desire. Some people experience things like anxiety, things like depression, and some people will tell you that the antidote to that is some therapy, some subscribed drugs or whatever may have you. The real, the real, the real solution to those types of problems is putting yourself through whatever experiences it takes in order to gain more strength, more power. And in a lot of cases on this physical earth, there is physical or mental, or in some cases, actually I don't like to talk about the word spiritual too much, but there are physical and mental exercises. And then from there, I'll explain what spiritual exercises are later on. They're very powerful. But things like, of course, starting off with your physical health. The stronger you physically are, in one dimension, it clearly means you're going to take less from people. And people are just going to automatically not want to try you in some cases. Then, on top of that, mental. So, the mental plane is there's a number of different areas of the mental plane. When I like to consider the mental plane, I think about craft, whatever your craft may be. So for me personally, some of y'all know tech founder Nova, right? And my craft is primarily technology. That is what I am an expert with, meaning I have put in my 10,000 hours in programming. And the reality is that getting comfortable in that realm, getting proficiency, not just proficiency, but expertise in that realm is what leads to having peace. If you do not gain experience and put yourself through the time of actually developing something, then that's what leads to people having anxiety. And let's say if you're in a interview situation, or you're in a situation on a call, or you're in a situation with some heavy hitters, there'd be more likeliness for feeling insecure. But when you have experience, when you have expertise in your craft, you are going to feel more calm. And that's one of the examples of, on the mental plane, the more that you put yourself through some shit, the less that you're going to take shit from other people. And I already talked about how on the physical plane, the more that you exercise on a physical level, the less anxiety that you're going to experience. A lot of people experience anxiety in this current world that we live in, and all thoughts are physiological. I'm going to repeat that again. Write that down. All thoughts are physiological, which means it's not just psychological. It's not just in your brain. You actually think through your whole entire body. You think through your whole entire body. All right. So when you are physically stronger, when you have more energy, you are going to think differently than if you don't. Right. So these are reasons why you have to be willing to put yourself through things that are going to make you stronger in order for you to have more peace through your walk in life. Now, the last one that I talked about, or that I mentioned, is spiritual, right? Because spiritual, sometimes it's always esoteric, which means like something that's not really accessible to understand. But I like to make things, whenever I talk, I like to make it very grounded. I want to make sure that it's grounded, that it means something. So in this case, in the form of like the spiritual, I would liken spiritual to discipline. All right. And discipline is the practice of, following your own rules and pretty much acting in a way that will get you to the destination that you truly desire to get to. All right. That's what I'll define as spiritual for now. All right. There's other definitions of spiritual for other people, but for me to talk about in the most practical way, what is what the way that you can look at it, especially if you're a newcomer to spirituality. Everybody has their own realm of that, but I want to speak to you directly in a way that'll be meaningful. So, spiritual in this case means discipline. All right. So, if you're able to put yourself through more discipline, then you are once again going to take less from other people. You're going to take less crap from other people. So in that way, let's say if you have a specific diet that is going to make you have more spiritual will, you're going to have more willpower than other people that don't. All right. And people are going to experience that inevitably. They're going to experience that your diet is not the same as other people's diet. And also that you're abstaining, which means that you're a certain being, you're a different being in a certain kind of way. All right. And because of that sense of you being different is going to lead to them treating you like you're different. All right. And then on top of that, there's a number of different applications in this example of just having a different diet. Let's say you intermittent fast. That means that you abstain from eating during certain hours in the day. Some people do it up until noon. Some people do it up until 4. Some people do it up until 6. Some people do it. So that's intermittent fasting, where you don't eat until a certain time. All right. Now, if you are actually practicing that, you're going to feel like you have an edge over people that are eating 3 times a day. Mind you, I will make a video later on about how, as an entrepreneur, you cannot eat like an employee. As an entrepreneur, one thing I realize is that you cannot eat like you are an employee. It's completely different. So, but just sticking to this core part, if you have a different diet, if you intermittent fast, you will feel an edge over people that are not doing that are just eating a regular diet. So in that example, once again, if you put yourself through more stuff, you will put up with less stuff from other people. And they will feel it. You won't even need to turn up. You won't need to turn up. They will experience power in you. And from there, they'll leave you alone, or they'll acquiesce to what you are asking for, because they'll experience the power in you. All right. So these are some of the core concepts, the core dimensions. We talked about the physical, we talked about the mental, and we talked about the spiritual. Put yourself through more stuff so that you will take less stuff from other people in the world. That's the formula for getting the life that you deserve, the life that you desire. Once again, this is day 11, so I must show you all a little bit of the progress. Day 7, once again, today I did some benching, getting a little bit of, not a little bit, we getting some definition over here. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, it's day 11, 75 hard. By the time I get to, day 20s, 30s, 40s, we'll see some differences. All right.